Game of Thrones King's Road can be quite difficult. It's safe to say I've died quite a few times. But hopefully in today's video, I'm going to help you out with some of the skills on these skill trees that have helped me not die as much. Now, this is the trait tree. This is where we're going to get our advantages. There are other things that you could do, obviously like your momentum and stuff like that, the artifacts, but that's for a different video. This is all about the skill tree because actually, although these skill trees are the same for all characters, or at least I know 2 characters, so if it's the same for 2, it's the same for 3. And although this is the same for all 3 of them, there's some really important stuff that you can take early on. I made a beeline, right? I went all attack and then I started to realize there were certain cool things that I was missing out on that actually really helped me. So I think these things could help you as well, like the difference of being able to craft different arrows. Do not sleep on the support and the defense nodes, especially the defense one. I will show you why in a second, but this is super important because having the ability to craft arrows and then now craft better quality arrows is actually pretty cool. Now, you're going to need resources, and resources aren't that easy to find, and you have a tiny bag to put your resources in, so this is going to take time. This is going to take time and part of the grind. But yeah, it's cool being able to use these different arrows. So far, I can definitely say that the fire arrow is not as effective as you would think, and neither is the steel arrow. I've tried them. They were okay, but it's just handy to be able to craft arrows regardless. Would I say definitely go down all 3 lines like I did so I could craft the cooler arrows? Probably not, but there's going to be stuff on here like rage gain, which is always good, the duration of effects if you're using lots of potions, and the amount of HP you're going to recover, and then you end up back to rage gain. Rage gain seems to be extremely important, so it's definitely something to look at. Will I go much more down the support line? Maybe later on. There's some other stuff here, some other nodes that would be pretty cool. Now, this is the big one for me. This is the entire tree. I skipped this bad boy. I thought, you know what, I'm not... This tree, defense, the best form of defense is attack. I was wrong. There is one super important thing down this tree. You'll see that I've taken defense increase and HP. I don't know why I took HP. I think you only actually have to take one of these nodes to be able to get parry. You don't have parry at the start of the game, and now I'm not great at parrying, but this will help you on so many big battles, boss battles that you might be struggling with, because the learning curve, or should I say the difficulty curve, really ramps up in this game. It took me by complete surprise, like how all of a sudden I'm just getting my ass chewed out by like all these characters, and I'm getting beat up bad. And if I'd have known about this parry, this is one of those things, right? I'm a bit of a rusher of a game in terms of excitement and actually read what the nodes do. I read the attack nodes because I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to spec down. This is what I should do. But I never even for a brief second thought that the defense node would give me a mechanic that's going to make the game easier for me. And trust me, although you're going to have to learn some timing, and it isn't just as simple as, oh, here we go, parry, easy peasy. There's certain attacks you can parry, certain you can't, some you can just block. But having the parry is huge. And when you do get a parry, it feels pretty good. So there are other stuff in this defensive line that maybe you should look at, like damage taken and gain parry proficiency for 15 seconds upon successful parry. If you're good at parrying, this is going to be absolutely great. And then you can get better evasion. So defense is actually really good. You're going to have to move in and out in fights. You're not going to be able to just constantly be on the attack, because as I'm learning, the grind really does make it so that you can't just tank hits. It's not going to be physically possible just to go down the attack line and tank hits. Now, I know I've done that quite a bit here because I'm trying to play quite aggressively. My Mighty Strike now is up, but that's really because I'm rushing to get the decreased rage consumption by 10%. Like, having 10% less consumption on using my skills is going to be absolutely massive. But this really is the main reason for this video. It's that you don't have parry until you unlock the skill. I just want people to be aware that both these skill trees are actually really helpful. Support is really just going to take you down a line where you're going into, I don't know, herbalism, herbology, crafting, that kind of thing. I'm not sure it should be called support. They've started making changes to the game already. I had to play the intro again to see like if all the skill trees are the same, and they're already making changes. So these having different names or being broken down differently, I think would be a lot better. But Genuinely, you need parry in this game. This game is too difficult not to have parry. You need parry. Go down and get that. And then just spam the attack. But definitely when I'm looking on the attack, Lethal Strike does look good as well. Increase critical rate by 5%. But yeah, I already know where I'm going with the build and where I'm going for a beeline. And just remember, it does look like increasing rage is going to be a big thing. But it's going to be a big thing later on. Because obviously the more rage you have, the more special attacks you could do. Anyway, I don't want to take too much time. I just wanted to make this into a separate video so that I could get out there that you're missing important things on these skill trees. If you play the same as me and you go, right, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. You build the plan already. You don't read all the other nodes. And I never read that parry was in defense. And to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be like an MMO as well, where you wouldn't need parry. You need parry in this game. If you've played it and you've had some of these bigger boss fights, you know that you need parry in this. It's non-negotiable. But that's it for this video. I hope it helps you out a little bit. I hope you can start building your characters a little bit more easily. And I hope you could, just spec correctly into the skill tree just by picking up at least, genuinely at least parry and at least the ability to craft. That's like such a huge thing to be able to do, because arrows do chip away at enemies and do give you a little bit of an advantage, especially when it's more difficult to be in close quarters. But that's going to be it for this video. If you're new to the channel, smash subscribe, hit the like button. I'll see you for the next one.